What husband?
זה טוב, מרגישים את זה.
Jeanne, if you put something heavy on it, you can't.
There is already.
We're waiting on you, or you waiting on
Oh. Okay.
We're settling in for the night.
Okay, friends. It's called Brachim Habayim. Kulchem, Yofi Shabbatim. And it's a big privilege to welcome Jeanne and John here. Shalom, Jeanne and John.
It's always a great honor and much more than a privilege to be with Eliyahu when we come into Israel, and especially now with your whole family, Lehi and little Daniel. It's a great blessing, so thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank all of you. Again, I know that some of you came far distances to be here. You came all the way from France, is that right? Yeah. But we do want to say thank you to you. It's been 3 years since John and I have been here, and I was sharing with some of you before we started here that coming to Israel for me personally it is like coming home. Now the earth has really become our home because we go to so many places around the earth, and South Africa's become our home, and Norway and Germany and Bosnia and Croatia, and I can name a whole list of countries. And when we come here, it is our home, not just here, but there's something deep inside, and my soul goes somewhere very deep that it doesn't seem to go anywhere else when we come here. And I think being gone for 3 years, I can, both of us are able to see with a little bit more perspective of how much being here really does mean to us. And it's not just the land, it's all of you. There's something in the personality of the Israelis that I feel right at home with. and this is a good thing.
It takes one to know one.
Anyhow, it's just wonderful to be back. And before I go any further, is there anything you might have to share?
Maybe the words that Jeanne was looking for is that when we come to Israel, there's something special about the heart connection. And not that we don't feel a lot of connection with some other places in the world, but there is a different level of it here. We're always very aware, especially when we were in the Jerusalem area, that the veils between this reality and the spiritual reality is very thin here. So maybe that's also part of this strong heart connection, because it's like all parts of us feel enlivened when we're here. You know? It's hard to be asleep when you're here.
But some of us manage.
And actually, Norm can attest to that because he's had trouble sleeping since we've been here. Yeah, it's very good to be here.
I want to say thank you to those of you who showed up this morning, and those of you who could not be here with us, who sang from wherever you are, thank you too. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, today, because of a dream I had a little over a year ago, I sent out an invitation back on June the 11th to the world. You know, it's just as easy to invite the world as it is to invite one person, and since there's only one of us here, it just happened to be the world this time. So I sent this invitation out to the world to create a spontaneous song on October the 11th at 11 o'clock in the morning. It was in preparation for what is to occur tomorrow, October the 12th. Now, I would like to be able to give you more information as to what October the 12th is about, but I can't unless I have another dream tonight that gives me the details. I doubt that I will.
But watch the news.
Watch the news, right. It's already beginning to happen, yes? But the beginning at, I forget what time is the beginning, I guess it would have been, what, midnight, 1 o'clock, whatever it is in the morning, the wave of sound began to move around the planet. The idea is to get as many people around the planet creating a spontaneous song at 11 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me why that number came, but it came, and I trusted it. At 11 in the morning on this day. And that was 11 o'clock in the morning wherever that person happened to be, whether it's Bosnian time or English or...
So right now, Jean's daughter is probably singing on the West Coast.
On the West
of the United
Coast of the United States. There's a whole bunch of people down the West Coast of the United States that are singing and creating a song right in these moments. It will move across, it's been moving around the planet today, and it will move across the water. John said between the West Coast and Hawaii, where we've been told that there are other people that are singing in the islands there when it becomes 11 their time in the morning, which is 11 our time here tonight. Between there and the West Coast, the whales are carrying. It's you think, give me a break. At least in the States, it's probably what they'd say. But the truth is this is more than just the two-leggeds that are doing this. There is the animal kingdom. There are all forms on this planet that are creating a wave of sound that's moving around the planet right now, shifting the vibration. I always threatened to teach a physics course someday, but if I did, the physics teachers would probably go nuts. But so much of what we do when we sing in the way that we're going to tonight is physics. It is shifting vibration. It is low vibration coming into contact with high vibration and then watching them shift and change, and the frequencies shift and change, and life forms begin to change. This is something that the human mind can grasp to a certain point, but then you just have to let go, and you have to watch the glory of what actually is occurring here. It is so far beyond religion, it's so far beyond politics, it's beyond comprehension in many ways of the human mind to actually get it, but we can feel it. That's the cool thing. And that's what's great about being human, is that we can feel these things. And I don't know about you guys, after today, after we did this song, I was monitoring my own feelings and how my body, what I was feeling my body do and how it was moving. It had taken in a lot and it had given out a lot. And where we did the song today, Deborah, chose. I'm guessing Jeff may have had some input on that as well. But tell them just briefly for those who weren't here, because that was a powerful place to do the song.
It's a powerful place to do anything. It's for anybody who wasn't there. It's the rooftops in the center of the old city. It's a place that is called the center of the world, and because of that, it's like the center of the heart, and it's the center of the heart of the world. And some say that it's the cosmic heart also. So when we go to the innermost of the heart, energy could only go out from there. This is the nature of the place. So whatever we do there just spreads out. Because that's the only thing it can do. So I love doing so.
Well, it was
there.
perfect. It was perfect. Thank you. For
Welcome.
those who don't know, just to give you a little bit, there were groups. There was a group in South Africa standing in the ocean singing. There was a group in Australia doing a very similar thing. There are all kinds of groups throughout Europe that have been singing. And I know some of them well enough to know that they didn't stop at 11 o'clock. They're one of the exciting messages that we got, and some of you already know this, was from a medical unit in Afghanistan from the American military, of doctors and nurses, and some of the patients that were singing in Afghanistan. So, you know, who knows about these things, but I just know that this particular event has been in preparation for something tomorrow. Stay aware, stay awake. Who was it that just said, who's being freed or whatever?
Possibly actually it's being freed. The government is speaking about it right now.
So,
Maya, do you know anything about it other than that?
I heard that the Hamas and the Israeli government have reached an agreement, and Bibi is now calling the government together to verify the agreement, and that it's more serious than any other talk. There has been talk before, but this is more serious than anything else. And the date for his freeing will be in October, I don't know, 25th or something like that of October. And that's what I know.
thank you.
Alevai.
This is all occurring here at this level. When you then raise up and you begin to watch what's occurring at this level, then you raise up and begin to watch what's occurring at this level. Somehow we are participating in creating some kind of a wave of shift that is moving interdimensionally. I won't go into any more other than just to say your breath right now, your sound right now, it's time for you to make those sounds. It's time for you to breathe those sounds. And tonight we're going to do a little bit of that, but then we'll send you off, always we send you off with homework. Don't we? Those of you who, have I ever checked on your homework?
We've been doing that.
I know.
We have.
I will be happy for you too, because that'll give me a chance to talk about the water and the waves. I know you came here to hear sing and to sing, and to hear singing and to sing. And this is all laying the groundwork, waterworks, I should say. She has been feeling very strongly to give us all water. Let me say something about water. Water is liquid light. When the water touches you, in any way that the water touches you, it is liquid light that is touching you. So as you take the drink and you feel it go down, see the liquid light as it is moving through your body. Let me tell you about the whales, quickly. I'm just going to insert it in the middle of just informal kinds of. But I'm going to tell you right now. Jeff Goldstein said last night, he said, I have a feeling that the singing that we're doing today has something to do with whales. And we've gotten a variety of confirmations that whales are somehow involved in this. Suggestion, why don't you just go ahead and just handle the glass, and if you don't want the glass, just shake it.
There isn't many classes, so if you can share with friends or others next to you, that would be really cool.
And some people may have their own water bottle.
Lester, maybe we have more summer. Or Rolanda.
Thank you.
Do we have more plastic cups, Lester?
Get out. So let's just do it quickly. There's some that are needing water to One of the comments that was made last night when we spoke with the friends of Norman and Judy Inting is the whales have come back. They're coming back in to do the birthing and whatever else it is that they do in those waters. When I was speaking with Joni, Judy's friend, I said it will be important if some of you can stand in the water as you do this song that you do today. And I said, and she said, yes, the whales will hear our songs. I said, they will not only hear your songs, they will sing with you. So listen as you are singing. When I was in Hawaii, 1998, I believe it was.
We're having baptisms.
It's all right. When I was in Hawaii in 1998, I was brought there by a whale conference of people who were coming together saying that the whales were getting ready to release their records. Some of you have heard this story, but it has particular significance today. I was being brought there to teach the people in the conference how to sing in the way that we have been singing today. I did, and the next day about 800 of us went out to get onto this large ship that was owned by the Save the Whale Foundation. And they were going to take us out to the part of the water where the whales were giving birth. We were not going to go into the circle. It's a rim of, one of the places is the rim of a crater. Because inside it, the water's a bit warmer. So that's where the humpbacks go to birth their babies. So the ship goes to the outside of the circle. And there was this fellow on board, very talented, who had written quite a number of songs, and he was teaching different people these songs and getting everybody to sing. And then the leader of the conference came on and asked if we all would sing in the way that I had taught them the night before, creating a spontaneous song. No words, no thought, only with the intention of love. So I began to sing, and one by one, you begin to hear the sound move out across the water until there were hundreds of songs moving out across the water. What you began to see were the whales begin to surface. All kinds of the humpbacks, all ages, they all began to surface and jump out of the water. The whole time we're singing. And as the songs started coming to an end, and the songs rarely are long, and they always have a natural ending to them. And as the song started coming to its natural end, something happened that I always...
Lisa just poured in.
Something happened that I kind of laugh and say Disney couldn't have choreographed this better. 3 giant humpback whales jumped up out of the water simultaneously, all 3 together. Jumped up out of the water. The song is slowly coming to an end, and these 3 big whales jump back into the water simultaneously, and the last thing that you saw were these 3 tails disappearing into the water. They had all gone back under. And there was absolute total silence on the ship.
Wait, the tails disappeared when the music was ending.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah.
It was
yeah.
exactly
It was
simultaneous.
exactly simultaneous. That's what we were all in absolute awe. And I don't think there was a dry eye on the ship. And John wasn't with me on this trip, and when I went back, I said, "What do you think happened?" And he said, "Maybe the whales were celebrating because we were finally getting it. That this was not a head thing. That this was something purely coming from the depth of the heart and the soul. And that was what was being communicated. And the whales, it's like they have waited for centuries, that maybe that's the releasing of the records. Is waiting for us to get to the place to where we could move beyond the ego and get to a place to where there was just this one solid song coming." So today, I have absolute total faith that the whales all over the world have been singing and helping us create this wave of song. And I tell you something else, it's not just the whales. Okay? I shared with the group this morning, I was singing in the shower this morning, and this little bird came to the door of Judy and Norm's the laundry room door there, and just started singing with me.
Why?
And I said to this little bird, "Would you please take the message and get all the other birds around the world singing, please?" The little bird flew. So I don't know what the birds have been doing. All I know is that this is bigger than us. And the thing that we can do is have fun with it, be in it, be joyful in it, have a good time, and create beautiful music at the same time. Thank you for giving us the liquid light, my dear, very much.
Can I give you a new name?
Please.
That's the Jeanne Doolittle.
There are enough times she does that.
Do much.
Do a lot.
Do a lot.
Yeah.
Dr. Doolittle. You know, I never thought about the name until now. So John and I are going to give you a gift right now. I'm going to ask that you listen. Yes, darling.
Can you think of his name?
The whole thing? Or?
Doolittle, maybe.
We're going to give you a song. We ask you to listen. It is the listener who makes something real. One of our dear friends, beautiful painted arrow, Joseph Ryle, said once, "The table exists because the chair is listening." You make it real when you listen. We make it real when we listen to you. So I'm going to ask that you listen to us right now and let us gift you with this song. It's a song that's never been sung before. It will not have words. That's probably as much as I need to say. I'm just going to start. Oh, no, for the people. No. Pick a flip. Let me see what picture to use.
Ah.
Well, you put this in. Did you get it out? There's a drum that I have traveled with for quite some time that was made by a 12-year-old boy who was all buffalo. And the beater was made of white buffalo hair. And this year, Gogo Numzamani down in South Africa, who is one of the head sangomas in South Africa, these are the traditional healers. She is Zulu, and we went there last December, having worked with her for a number of years, having trained her as well, and blessed her to do the For the One dance that's getting ready to happen here in 2 weeks. We blessed her into doing that for the children, for the youth, teenagers. That will take place in December. So they're in preparation for it now, but when we blessed her into doing that, I gave her my drum, so that drum is going to be playing for the young people of South Africa, and that just felt kind of right. So then I had to find the other drum that was looking for us. So I think, what is yours?
Ay, 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 ay,
Aya.
Dawn for the beach day. Is that correct?
No, I just missed the best of it.
For those who've never done this before, the great thing is you don't have to know much of anything. The great thing is you don't have to think. In fact, you are strongly encouraged not to think. Okay? The idea is simply open up and let the sound come. Okay? We got it.
She started speaking now.
A child song going on over here. She wants to play rattle. Oh, Daniel? Is that Daniel?
Daniel, yeah.
Hey, Daniel, you want to come play the rattle? You ever play the rattle? Pass it down too. Yeah, that one's from Peru. The funny little rattle. It's a little snake and a little mouse. It stayed with us all these years. It kind of surprises me. Yeah. Now let's do one together. If you're willing. That isn't quite so loud. You do not have to be loud to change a universe. Okay? In fact, what I'm going to ask each of us to do is listen to the voices. I'm going to come back a bit so that I don't drown all of you out. And I'm going to ask you that if you're one of these that is singing very softly, to come out a little bit more. And if you're not singing at all, now's the time. Okay? Open your mouths and let the sound come and listen. Because what we're doing is we're creating a community of sound. Do you ever imagine what it must be like if you were up above the earth and you could hear all the sounds going on? It would probably at first sound a bit chaotic. But the longer you listen, then you begin to hear the harmonies. Then you begin to see the designs. And then you begin to see beauty that you may not have seen before and heard before. So we're going to start this song. I'm not going to use the drums, okay? I may use, who am I going to use? I'm going to use this one. This one was created by the Norwegians. It is made of moose, as was the first rattle that we brought to Israel, which was 3 days after the Intifada began in Hedva. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a rattle that the Norwegians made for us to bring and to play first to initiate in Israel. And it was a powerful thing to do because it also was made of moose, which has the same root as Moses in the Tiwa language in English. So this also is moose, and it's already been initiated here. But I call these the peace rattles. So we'll let this rattle kind of play as we're creating a song. And I'm asking you to listen to each other. Do not sing the song of the other, because no matter how hard you try, you can't. Because that person's singing who they are. You sing who you are. Now let's do it in community with each other and talk about the angels. Yeah, we're here. Okay? Maybe we are. So I'm just going to begin to sing. I'm going to ask you to listen. Listen for a few seconds. Then I'm going to ask John to come in after me. I'm going to still ask you to listen for just a few seconds. There's a song forming inside of you as this is occurring.
You have your note.
I have my note. Actually, I had about 4 of them. So, here goes. Ready?
Jesus. Hey,
And Mother Mary?
No, for the people. That was beautiful. I don't know if you could hear the levels that were occurring then, but it was like the waves of the ocean. Have you ever watched the waves in the ocean? Watch them closely sometime. Remember what you just sang in here and see how that fits. It's pretty beautiful, pretty powerful. John and I are going to do another one for you, if you'll allow us to. So. To say thank you to the birds that sang today, and they're still singing. Thank you to the birds. All right. Let's do another one. The drum. I asked those of you playing the drums. I'm happy for you to play them. Let's just play them in community with each other if you're willing, so that we don't drown out the whole gang. Here. Okay? That includes me. I mean, my drowning you out. I'll do my best now. It's all Coca-Cola's fault. All right. Always I do a song for the children. This is the first time that I've ever felt that it might be important to have all of us do a song for the children. As a child, I used to love to play the drum. So this is what we'll do. Let us become children with Daniel's leadership here. And let's create a song that is for the children of our world. Because they are our leaders. They are our teachers. And they're fun to love. Hey, oh, hi, hi. Hey, You couldn't see, most of you, what we were seeing. Little Daniel, what's your daughter's name?
Tatiana,
Tatiana?
Tatiana,
Batia.
maybe.
Maybe. Batia and Daniel were over here playing their little instruments. And they'd look over every once in a while at us to make sure they were doing it right. And darling, just precious. Thank you. Thank you. That was. Now let us create a love song. A love song. Play the drum on the love song. So a love song, whatever that means for you, let's bring that up into your heart and let's bring it out of your voice. And let's sing a love song to each other and let's give this love song to life. Okay?
Hi.
And I'll give my message. So when you're ready, you join in. Okay? We'll do this in a community of sound. We'll do it without instruments. The only instrument we need is our heart. Of course, some words. Yeah.